With this card right here, you can pre-qualify for up to a $25,000 credit limit. So is this card too good to be true? Let's find out. What's up, winners? My name is Naam. If you're new here, welcome. Here we talk all things personal finance and credit. Start now by subscribing so you don't miss out on any future videos. Benjamin is a company that I've seen all over social media. And plus, I had quite a few people ask me to review this card. So let's find out what the Benjamin credit card is all about. So whenever you go to their website, it looks pretty sexy. You see this shiny card that's just spinning around. At the making of this video, currently there is a waitlist. I'm really hoping that this card does not do the same thing like X1. I did a review of that card a few months ago because that card had so much hype. It was planned to be released in the winter of 2020, but it hasn't happened. Currently, I'm number 2 on the waitlist, so when I get it, I will definitely let you guys know. Honestly, that's kind of the biggest issue with this card. Even though there is a large waitlist, you never know if it's ever gonna happen or not. I know that Benjamin is a startup company, so I had to do some digging to learn more. So Benjamin is owned by a company that goes by the name of Ben Haas LLC, and it was recently formed in September of 2019. Actually, the founders of this company did win a $5,000 reward in 2020 for George Washington University's New Ventures competition. Since this was something really new to me, I had no idea what this was, so I had to do some more digging. Essentially what this is a competition for students who attend at George Washington University. This school is based out of DC, so it seems like some of the team members from Benjamin were PhD students and other students that attend George Washington University. It is pretty awesome that they won this reward, but you gotta realize that this startup is really new. I did find out that they did have an angel investor that invested in August of 2020 for $250,000. This does make the company a little bit more promising, but it still puts me at edge whether or not this card will be a real thing. So enough with the background on Benjamin. Let's go back to the website and the card. You'll be able to customize which credit card that you get. There are 6 metals that you can pick from. This includes silver, gold, copper, platinum, rose gold, and aluminum. If you like some heft to your cards, might as well pick the platinum because that weighs in at 1.1 ounces. Aluminum is the lightest of the bunch, which weighs in at 0.4 ounces. Now let's scroll a little bit lower on the website. It reads, "Banks want you in debt. We want you out of it." To be completely honest, this is very ironic to me just due to the fact that this is a credit card. The whole purpose of a credit card is debt. Of course, there's gonna be individuals who play the game much better than others, but if you play it poorly, you're gonna be paying the consequences. So there are also 4 images that are underneath there, so let's go over each one of them. The first one is personalized experience. I will go over this more in detail a little bit later because it's gonna deal with fees and perks. The next one is high credit limits. I must admit, being able to have up to $25,000 is pretty high compared to what most people are getting. I believe that the highest credit limit that I ever had was around $30,000. So 25K is just shy of that. Next is advanced technology. This is where I really don't think that there's really anything advanced, to be honest. The website does look nice and pretty, but the card itself does have a magnetic strip on the back and it has a chip. But there's not even a logo for tap and pay. So I'm not really sure how advanced it is. But from the look of it, you get access to an app where it allows you to do a handful of things like bill split, control your subscriptions, and credit report monitoring. I'm not trying to bash on the card, but this is really nothing that advanced. The majority of credit card providers do provide pretty much all of these things besides net worth and student loan management. And the last image is world-class support. This is something that we really don't know whether or not until it actually happens. Since this card currently does have a waitlist, we really would just have to wait and find out. Now once you scroll a little bit lower on their website, this will break down the reward system alongside the annual fee. Since this card is a MasterCard, there are different perks to go along with each MasterCard. So I'm not gonna dive too deep into that just for this video. But depending on the annual fee that you agreed upon, whether it is $0, $149, or $249, it will reflect the amount of rewards that you'll be able to receive. From the look of things, the rewards are just okay. To be completely honest, if you're gonna go for the no annual fee route, unless you dine out a lot, it's gonna be very difficult to rack up a lot of rewards. Because with most cards without an annual fee, you will get at least 1% cash back on other expenses. With this card, you do not. You only start seeing that once you start paying an annual fee of $149 or more. Another problem that I have with this card is that you really don't know how much rewards are actually worth. It says 2x, but what does that really mean? You really don't know the value until you actually use them. For instance, you can earn a lot of Hilton Honor points, but the cash value of them are pretty low. I believe it's around 0.3 to 0.5 cents per point. If it's 2% cash back, then it's pretty straightforward. For every dollar that you spent, you get 2 cents back. But it did give us an estimate of the benefits that you would receive. This can range anywhere between $50 to $366 in value, but you really don't know what this means either. They didn't put anything down in the fine print at the bottom of the website, plus you really don't know how much money that you would have to spend to get that much back in benefits. Now let's move on to the terms and APR. This is something they had to do a little bit digging for because I wasn't sure whether or not they had a grace period. The time between your billing cycle end date and your billing due date is known as the grace period. So let me give you an example. Let's just say that your billing cycle is from the 1st to the 30th. You would have up until the 21st of the next month to pay off this balance. Those 21 days would be considered your grace period. If you were to pay off the balance in full by the due date, no interest will be charged to you. But if you were just to pay the minimum balance, whatever is left over would be accruing interest. So if you're playing the credit card game right, you should not have to worry about interest because you're paying in full by every due date. Where Benjamin is different is that they give you flexible billing periods. You either can pick monthly like a traditional credit card, bi-weekly, or every week. If you want to avoid paying interest, then you would have to pay off your Benjamin card in full by the end of every payment cycle. I kind of understand what they're trying to do because if you're paying off more frequently, then you tend to be less risky. And you probably would have a smaller balance because statistics show that the more debt that anyone has, the more likely they would not pay it back. If their customers would have smaller balances, then they would have less risk. Hence the interest rates being lower if you pay more often. I understand that some people get credit cards just to have a financial buffer in case of emergencies, but this is where many people get sucked into a trap of credit card debt. So I would avoid interest at all costs. Now let's move on to the application process. Since this credit card still has a waitlist based on their website, no hard inquiry will be done just to pre-qualify. But if you do decide to go ahead and apply, then it will result in a hard inquiry. This is something very similar to other credit cards that offer pre-approvals. I really wish that more credit card companies out there would do this because you kind of know your odds a little bit better prior to getting that hard inquiry. When you do decide to go ahead and apply for this card, there's no minimum credit score in order to qualify. Because Benjamin said that they examine each metric such as cash management and other items to determine your credit worthiness. Since their target demographic is for individuals who have no credit to thin credit profiles, they're pretty flexible during underwriting. I'm guessing initially that most individuals will not get that $25,000 credit limit. You probably start off with something small, then over time as your credit management becomes better, then your credit limit would increase. Additionally, if you were to go ahead and apply, make sure you have some source of income or sizable assets because it wouldn't make sense for a company to extend anyone a lot of credit if they didn't think that they would get their money back. Another thing about this card that I thought was a little bit different is that you have the opportunity to go carbon neutral. To be honest, I really wasn't sure what this was, but this is for individuals who are more environmentally conscious. What this basically means is that you can use your rewards for going green. They give you a variety of options to choose from, and every cent that you offset, it goes directly into these types of environmental projects. Now let's go over some of the perks and features. The first thing that they advertise is being able to invest your points. They give you an APY of 4%, even though this is not guaranteed that you will, but it does give you a picture of what may happen. Being able to invest your points or somehow build some sort of interest from them is actually a pretty good idea. Because when you really think about it, most credit cards out there, when you earn cash back or points, they usually just sit there unless you spend them on travel or any other expenses that you may have. Benjamin, they also offer insurance programs. They say that they have 20 plus partners where you can add insurance options to your card, offering you protections and savings. This is something that I wonder if it will be an extra cost or not, or it will just be included with certain cards depending on the annual fee. Whenever you get any of the more premium credit cards, they typically give you cell phone protection, lost baggage protection, and also any other insurance programs. But if it's just an insurance program where you have to pay extra for, I honestly don't think it would be worth it because there are plenty of cards out there that would just give you this for free. Another custom perk is to have travel upgrades. This means that you can add lounge access, car rental insurance, membership hotel rates, and other things. They say that they have 10 plus plans, but this is something I wonder whether or not you have to pay extra for. My feelings are a little bit mixed because if you were to have the MX Platinum, the annual fee is $550. You get a lot of perks that go along with it, like a bunch of credits, lounge access, and many others. But if you were not to use those benefits, you'd just be throwing money in the trash. But if you were able to use all the benefits and perks that come along with the card, then you would just break even or come out ahead. So having the ability to make up your own perks and features depending on the annual fee or fees that may be charged to you, it may be worth it. Because being able to add perks that you would actually use would probably cost you less rather than getting one of those premium cards that have a high annual fee. Another perk that they do offer is personalized engraving. Once you accumulate 500 waitlist points, the fee is waived. Another way to get that waive is to get at least 3 valid referrals to take a Benjamin survey. So knowing all the information that I did provide with you, here are my thoughts about the Benjamin credit card. First off, the card itself is pretty cool. For some reason, I feel like it is a flex for some people to have a metal card, so having the option of 6 different colors is pretty dope. Since their target demographic is for people who are new to credit, individuals who have bad credit or built credit for quite some time, I really wouldn't see this card as worth it. If you have a thin credit profile or never had a credit card before, then this may not be that bad of a choice. The reason being is that your credit score does not factor in as much compared to other factors. You get some rewards like dining and subscriptions without paying an annual fee. Your interest rates can be lower if you decide to pay off your balance sooner. But again, I always tell people not to focus on the interest rate at all because you should not be leaving any balances on credit cards anyways. Additionally, you do have the ability to customize your perks and features, but at the current moment, I really don't know whether or not this will cost you extra or it will be free. I imagine if you wanted extra insurance or travel upgrades, such as lounge access, you're gonna be paying it one way or another. Since most credit cards out there have some sort of app or website that allows you to manage your credit profile, just because the Benjamin card has some extra features like subscription control and student loan management, this should not be a big consideration. If you're looking for your first, maybe your second credit card, and you want something that looks cool like a metal card, then I would say go for it. On the other hand, if you are a person like me who has multiple credit cards and generally have a good score, honestly, I would just pass. Because you really don't know what the value of the points are, and there's currently no offer of a sign-up bonus. Most of the time when you get a credit card that has an annual fee of $150 and above, you generally get something. That's kind of one of the main reasons on why people apply for cards in the first place, because it gives you value to offset the annual fee. And also, since this card has a waitlist, it's really hard to tell whether or not this will become anything. Many companies make promises that they cannot keep, so until it becomes a thing, I may reconsider, but I really don't think that I would apply for this card personally. So what do you guys think about the Benjamin credit card? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in my next videos.